Thanks for joining me today at Slot Valley Racing. For those who don't know, my name is Dan, and today, boy, do we have a car to look at today. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Before we get into it, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. I'd also like to say thank you to all my members. Guys, fantastic. I absolutely appreciate it. Today, we're not only going to have a look at this car, but we're going to tune it up with a little help from his dudeness, or just plain old slot car dude. Thanks, Nico. Today, you're going to help me tune this car up. We'll also talk about what's going on with this absolute disaster. All this and more today on Slot Valley Racing. Get your heart racing.
It's showtime.
Okay, so what we're looking at here, of course, is the Revoslot Toyota GT1. It's a 1/32 scale slot car, and its designation is RS0210, and it is listed as yellow, number 99. Like you need me to point it out. And of course, I just reviewed this one. If you haven't checked that out, please do so. Let's have a quick look at what what's in the flyer here. Yeah, I really like this, that Revo does this. Good job on Revo. So what this is a complete breakdown of all the parts on your Revo slot car. I really enjoy things like this. I'm a very engineering-oriented type person. And boy, this really hits the spot. So today what we're going to have a look at is we'll have a look at the motor and how it's mounted. We'll clean the bushing bearings. And we'll have a look at the front guide pin. I'll also be changing out the rear tires for some Paul Gauge. Go Paul Gauge. All right, guys. Let's have a look at the car. Fantastic. Oh. So we got a list of tires, which is an absolutely fantastic idea and a great resource. Now let's look at the car. Let's have a closer look. Oh, that's all the goodies. Magnet and a wood guide. There apparently. So the good thing about these GT1s is they race really nice. I know that sounds kind of silly considering it's a race car, but its shape allows it to hug the track a lot better than average. It has a very low center of gravity. I've been having a really great time with my red and white one. Fantastic. The livery on this car is absolutely crazy. I love these liveries. Very nice. Very nice. All right, so let's get into it. See what's under the shell. And poof, with the magic of television. Here we are. Let's have a quick look. So we got the scale. Very curious to see what the shell weighs. Looks like it weighs about 25 grams, teetering there. And the chassis. Looks like 80 grams. And of course, 106. Teetering between 5 and 6. Absolutely awesome. All right, so let's have a look at the let's have a quick look at the chassis now. Thank you very much, Mr. Scale. I appreciate that. Okay, so gonna go over, first off, we'll go over what I'll be looking at. We're gonna make sure that the motor's seated properly, and then we'll check the gearing, okay? Want to check the pinion, we'll check the rear gears. We're gonna pull the bushing bearings out of there. We're gonna clean them up off both sides. All right, we'll make sure that the front wheels are spinning properly. It does appear that they are right now. And then once again, a tip from Nico, we're going to center our guide so that it always goes back to the center. Otherwise, what happens is, like Nico was saying, the guide actually drags all the way down your track if it's crooked, like this, slightly. If it doesn't come back to zero, then it'll drag all the way down your track. So what you want to do is get the wires mounted so that it brings the guide back to center, but still allows the guide to move from one side to the other. And we'll have a closer look at that. Nice. Loving it. Okay. Let's get into it. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken the front axle out. I've taken the bushings off, bushing bearings. I put them in the shot glass. Actually, I got one more to go. Hang tight, guys. All right, so I got the bearings back in. I'm gonna oil them up when I do the mesh, which is pretty much right now. Okay. It's actually really good right now. I don't know if I'd touch it too much, although what I am going to do though is I'm going to make sure that all of these screws are tight. Yeah, they're tight. Everything's tight. Let's oil it up. Then we'll talk a little bit about the guide and what we can do to straighten it up a little bit. And I like to spin it in a little bit, let it work in. We'll do both sides. Okay. Same thing here, of course. Oh, sorry about the hands, guys. A little bit there. There we go. I should be putting grease on here, but I don't have any grease yet. I'm still waiting for it. I don't know what takes so long. I should have ordered it more locally, I suppose. That's my first mistake. There we go. Very nice. Okay. See, we got a little bit of float on the chassis. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a piece of tack here. Get the wires the same length first off. Okay. There we have it, right there. See that? And then just put another little piece over top of it. All right, now let's have a look at what we have going on here. Back to center. Very nice. See, this is what Nico was talking about. When you straighten it out, the guide goes back to center and it doesn't drag all the way in the slot. So there it is. And yeah. I'm also putting the magnet in because part of our household's racing means GT40s get the magnet. I think GT40s look a little better when they're planted. Personally, I'm looking for the more realistic racing experience. I really don't think that the GT1 will be drifting around corners in real life. Of course, I'm not a racer and I could definitely be wrong, but there we go. Now we'll get the shell on. Take it for a run around the track. All right. Not reefing on them at all. Just tight enough to grab it, but not so loose that vibration will wiggle them loose. So there we go. Everything looks good. Let's warm it up a little bit. Take it for a run on the track. Talk about the track a bit. All right, after all of that, let's turn a couple laps. Let's talk about what's going on with this race set. Or race set, racetrack, however you want to look at it. All right, so let's get the car moving. It's running really well. I've put the Paul Gauge tires on, and now we're running with the Paul Gauge tires. I've trued them just with the simple sandpaper method. Works fine for now. As as I become a multi-millionaire from making YouTube videos, I'll upgrade my equipment and maybe even buy tires that are already attached to an axle ready to roll. But for now, this is how it looks. It looks absolutely fantastic. This is a really great livery on this car. It looks really nice. I can't wait till this Sunday, or this Sunday at noon Central Standard Time. Me and my wife Irene will be racing the two GT1s on this course here. Okay, so let's talk about what's happening here. So now I'm waiting on, and thank you to Billy and Amanda at Sunday Slot Cars, who will be rushing me. They'll be rushing me the outside for the the outside for the 2 for 30, the 3 for 30, and the 4 for 15. And then I'll be able to get the outside borders on, and I'll finally be able to get this done. I'm so tired of it looking like this, especially when you have this. That lights up. Well, I need to have this that lights up too. I'm sure you all know what I mean. But for now, I want to thank you all for watching. And in the next coming days, keep your eyes out. We're going to be talking more about the track and a few cars that I've got in lately as well. And don't forget, Monday night. Make sure you check out Monday night Slot Car Live, where we go live with the community. Show up, have a say, at least be part of the conversation. But for now, I want to thank you all for watching. And don't forget, get your heart racing.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yup. You want to go do
Slot cars in the garage?
Yup.